I'm Patrick Kielty and we're backstage at the Arts Theatre in London for the first semi-final of the BBC Radio New Comedy Award 2013.
I think the first thing you have to look for, and it's probably ridiculous, this might sound like you have to say this, but does it make you laugh?
I think my advice would be, advice that I wish I had got when I first started, is face the front.
I went up to the new priest at our local church and I said, "Do you know a lot about religion?" He said, "Is the Pope Catholic?" I said, "Well, if you don't know that." Getting through as a wild card was very flattering. I was listening to it on the radio at work. They just sort of heard me go, "Oh yes, I'm through." And then my phone started ringing and my mum was calling me and stuff, but it was really good. I think the best way to tell the difference between a crocodile and an alligator is by leaving and seeing which one you see later.
My mum's coming tonight. She come to my first round, and she she means well. She's got a heart of gold, but she will beat me to death with it. So she just put me under stress. She wouldn't finish her dinner, so we were late for the train. And I was like, "Come on, Mum, we've got to get out the door." You know, it's not even a case of lipstick. It's a case of finishing a cauliflower cheese.
But I love my dog to bits, but he's an idiot, he's a moron. But he has these sneezing fits where he sneezes so loudly that he headbutts the floor. And he won't just do this once, he will repeatedly headbutt the floor until someone runs in and stops him. And they say a dog is a man's best friend, but when I'm having a sneezing fit and I'm headbutting the kitchen units, it just wags his tail.
I think you still get nervous, but some of the initial fear factor of actually doing any public speaking is sort of somewhat gone. But obviously, that doesn't mean I'm a fearless warrior. You know, there's no, nerves or apprehension at all. I mean, I'm constantly nervous and apprehensive in regular life.
When I was quite young, you see, I had a goldfish that died, right? But my parents, they never told me about it. What they did instead is they went out and they found a similar looking fish, and then they replaced it. So I couldn't tell the difference. And apparently they did that like several times, like for years. Now I only found out about that recently because my grandmother told me. Well, she's not my original grandmother.
I've taught philosophy for about 14 years, and I think studying and teaching philosophy maybe has helped or maybe encouraged me into comedy in part because you become so analytical, and I find myself analysing everything, and quite a lot of the comedy I do is quite picky about the way we phrase things and maybe turning it on its head a bit. I was at a Live Aid-inspired charity event recently at which I inadvertently donated my organs. I say inadvertently because I was drunk. I hadn't gone with the intention of becoming an organ donor. I'd gone out of concern that there may still be people in Africa who don't know when Christmas is.
I'm on stage with a guitar, and I sort of, it changes. Yeah, some of it's character based, some of it's just, some of it's audience based. I think some tonight might be a bit audience based. I just aim to like have fun on stage. I met a girl on a Wednesday. What day is it? Monday. Sorry, I don't work. On a Monday night.
There's also like this lyric on the Snoop Dogg's first album that you might recognise, where he says, "Every day of my life, I take a glimpse in the mirror and I see Mother Effers trying to be like me." It's like, Snoop, no, that's your reflection. That's kind of how a mirror works. I started stand-up a couple of years ago, and to begin with I was really scared, and I didn't really... there was like a year period where I was wanting to do it, but too afraid. But then like the final push was when like I met a girl who I knew I could impress by saying that I wanted to do stand-up. And then once I told her that, I had to, and then so I did, and here I am. Get your back off the wall. Don't you get comfortable.